Hi, welcome to Tuesday Talk. Seems like we were here just a week ago. And we were. We were waiting for election results, and tonight we're still waiting for election results, right? So tonight we're talking about ornaments and Pinterest inspired, because I got some ideas on there. And so we're just going to kind of go for it. I got a few things started here. So I would like to show you some of the ideas that I'm going to do. So one of them is a unicorn ornament. I want to find my page here where I saved some of these things and show you on my tablet. So I also want to show you tonight, we're going to use a new product. And this is Dixie Belle's Gemstone Mousse. And I brought two colors home, garnet and golden gem. So we're going to try them out. But I just have a few things that I want to try. So one of them is a unicorn ornament. So my friend Dawn that works at the store gave me a bunch of balls. They're ornaments that they're plastic. And there's one that has little flakes in it, So we're going to do the unicorn ornament with this. So this is just a look and copy type thing. So I don't know who to give credit to this one. But so the first thing we're going to do, if I can find one to show you, I will. That way you'll see what we're going for here. Actually, with this one, all you need to do is search for unicorn ornament, because I had one pulled up here. Unicorn. Yeah, my granddaughter Lainey, everything is unicorns. So this will probably be a Lainey. So can you see that? Trying to get it out of the glare. How adorable is that? So we're starting with the ornament with the flakes in it, okay? And I'm just going to use the Sharpie here for the eyes. So I'll put the screen down here as I do this. So I'm just going to take a look. They do different ones. Some of them are a little like that, and some of them are more like that. So I think we're going to do that one. Okay, this Sharpie isn't real good. But it's a start. And we'll go over that maybe with paint, or I'll come back in tomorrow maybe with an oil-based marker and try that. Okay, so we have our little eyes on there. That's the first thing. Now, I took some air dry clay and I just made some shapes. This is a little horn, and I did little ears, and I figure I'm going to glue them on first and then we'll apply some paint. There's the ears, and then there's little flowers too. So I'll show you how I made those. So what I did with the clay was and my clay is kind of drying out, but this is just, it's air dry clay or modeling material from Redesign with Prima. And I just kind of rolled it out a little bit. And then I just kind of cut out the shapes for the ears. So, looking at so a lot of these ones, they put the horn like right where the ornament thing is, and I'm gonna put mine more like right in front of it so we can still use that. I think that would make more sense, because a lot of the other ones, they replace that and then they put another loop in the back. So I think I'm just gonna put my horn right in front of it. What about that? Probably can't see that. Right in front of it, and then I can embellish in front. That's my plan. I have a hot glue gun here. I'm going to use a combination of tacky glue and the hot glue gun. Not really sure why. My air dry clay isn't completely dry, and sometimes it gets a little weird, like if you just use hot glue on it. So I'm going to use a little air dry clay. So what I did with this was I just kind of put it out like sort of in strands, like spaghettis, and then just formed them together to form the horn. Yeah, it's either horses or unicorns with that girl. She's 3 years old. And unicorn crazy, as a lot of kids are. So this is very popular. Okay, so what's cool about using both glues is one of them is a more permanent hold, and then the hot glue will give you a short-term hold. So it holds it in place so you can work with it. Okay, so we've got the horn on, and the next thing I'm going to do is put these ears on. And I'm just going to kind of go for it right in that area. And I have to be careful with putting the hot glue on the plastic, obviously. So I'm going to kind of put it on the bottom of the ears first with the tacky glue, and then just a little dab of the hot glue. Again, just to get it held in place. So I'm just positioning, and I'll show you what I'm doing, and then I'll turn it around so you can see it. I just need to know where to place it. So there's one ear. Okay. I need to find, oh, here we go. Little cup I can put my unicorn in. A little more glue on the bottom. So I cleaned off my big work area that I've been using on the dining room table since we've been doing videos at home and quarantining. Took it all to my store. And then I brought stuff home to do for tonight. So that's what we're going to do, back and forth. Okay, so I have both ears on there. It's looking pretty cute. I'm going to come back in again with that marker and try to make those eyes a little bit darker. It's working a little better. Okay, the eyes are showing up a little bit better now. Okay, and then we do some flowers. Now I have 3 of them done, and we'll go ahead and glue those on, and then I'm going to show you how I did the flowers. So let me put that in its little holder. This is actually turning out kind of cute. I'm going to go ahead and glue all these flowers, and then we're going to do 2 more of them. Whoops. And I'll show you how I did them. Okay, we want to catch these while they're hot. I'm going to put one in the middle. And then one on either side. Remember, folks, hot glue is indeed hot. Okay, and I've got glue on the ornament. No worries, we'll get that. Okay, so we have a couple flowers on here. kind of using the ears to support the flowers a little bit. Then we'll put 2 more to overlap those other ones. Okay, a few hot glue strings here. This is actually turning out kind of cute. Kind of loving it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you what I have here, and we'll try something different. This is a little mold that I got from Wish, and I did little earrings with these before. I think we showed you, but I'm actually going to use the hot glue gun to make these molds because I tried pressing the clay in there, and it just because the mold's so soft, it didn't work too well. So I'm just going to do a little hot glue flower. See how that works. Okay, we'll just have to let that dry a minute. And again, if you're just tuning in, I want to show you what we're making. We are making this little unicorn ornament. That's my first Pinterest inspired ornament. Now I hope I can find the picture. I was trying to get these all found so that I could show you all at once. If you look this up on Pinterest, you will see a ton of them. But I've tried to make an ornament board. And I don't know how I got 2 Pinterest accounts going, but I do. I have 2 Pinterest accounts going. So hopefully I'll be able to find the other one. I have a holiday one and an ornament board. This one might be it. But you know what? Every time I look in here, I see something else that I want to do. So we might have a part 2 next week doing more ornaments because this is just too much fun. So I can't find it. But anyway, I started painting one of these ornaments, and I used Dixie Belle's Tea Rose. I'm going to do one that's rosebuds. And I can tell by looking at the picture that they used this mold from Redesign with Prima that I have. I forget what the name of it is, but I did a few little molds already with the air dry clay with the modeling material. So I wanted to paint it first just because the clay tends to shrink a little bit. So if I glue these and paint them, then I don't want it to shrink up and not have any color underneath it. So that's what I did there. Okay, and these hot glue little molds are drying. We'll give them another minute or so. That doesn't take very long to dry. And here's what we have so far with our little unicorn ornament. Everything's kind of holding in place. Thank heavens. The horn isn't quite dry yet. It's a little unstable, but it's in place though, so we're just going to let it dry in place. I also have a couple other things too. So I had a couple of these sitting around, and they were just, this is very in this year, is the wooden beads, very farmhouse, and then I added the crystal. And originally I had made these for a friend that for a chandelier, and she didn't really care for the little ornaments, so I took them off, and I actually put them on dresser pulls on a drawer for a boho dresser. But then I decided to do some ornaments with them. I thought these would be really cute, farmhouse. I just used a check ribbon on that one, and I'll show you how I did these. Just used a check ribbon, but you could use something a little fancier too because you have the crystal on the bottom. So that's one to try. So while we're waiting for that to dry, all I did with this one is I have some jewelry tools here, and I just kind of how I originally strung it was I just took one big piece of wire and I looped the crystal in the bottom, and then I pulled the wires up, and then I strung the beads through the two wires. So now I'm going to twist these wires together. So they kind of make one again. And then I'm just going to use the rounded pliers and just kind of make a loop with that. And I'm going to leave a little bit of space so that I can tie that bow on there. So I'm going to cut just a short, my little unicorn doesn't want to cooperate here. Just going to cut a short length of ribbon here. And I'll put the screen down so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to tie a bow. You know what I need to do first? Just put my jump ring on so that I have something so that ring doesn't want to fall in there. So just using the jewelry making tools, the pliers, you just spread the ring out a little bit. And I'll put it in this loop that I made. And then put it back together. Okay. So now that'll give us something, a little spacer there to tie the ribbon around. You know, ornaments, these little things are kind of tedious, but they're fun to do. Because it's one of those projects you can sit down and make a whole bunch. Okay. I'm going to trim the ends of these. These are not the sharpest scissors, so and then we have another one. So I can see these being really cute on the tree. I have another one here to do, but we'll set that aside for now. I think you get the idea on that one. Okay, let's unmold these little flowers. See, look, they just pop right out of there. You see that? And that's what they look like. Excuse me, a little bit of. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put the screen down again, flip these over, and put some glue on them. It's weird to put glue on glue. Still gonna put a little dot of hot glue. Little, I said. I don't want to remelt the glue there. Okay. And just putting these in place right between those other flowers. Thinking I should have made the middle flower on top. It's going to be cute either way, but I think I want to make another flower to put on top. I just feel like that should be in the center. So that was a quick procedure. So let me get the glue mold again. We'll put another shot in here and let that dry. All right, let's see. So another thing I brought home while I'm still waiting for my other paint to dry. So a couple weeks ago, I was doing these coasters. So I had gotten these molds and I didn't do anything with these small round coasters, but I thought these would make some awesome ornaments. So now I left my little Dremel tool at the store, but I will make these and then tomorrow I'm going to drill holes in them so that they can be hung. Now these were all experimental. They're a little crooked. One's thicker than the other. But I was pouring with the 2-part epoxy and experimenting with the new molds. So I am going to go ahead and make some cute little ornaments with these tonight too. First, you know what? I don't think it really matters if I put a coat of paint on there or not. One of them, I'm going to use a transfer. You guys are probably so sick of this transfer. I can't get sick of it because I love it, but I've used it so many times is what I'm saying. You've seen it so many times, but I've gotten so much use out of it. So I'm glad that that's happening. So I have 3 left, I think. A couple of them here. This one's lost its backing. I don't know how sticky. Well, still feels sticky. Maybe we'll do that as an experiment. Yeah, here's the paper that goes on it. Oh boy, I have more than 3 left. There's several here. So it's 3 here. So there's 4 good ones besides that other one. So 5. All right. I'm going to use the one that's a little bit used. Here's another one. See, it just is the gift that keeps on giving here. I just love this transfer. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll put the screen down. So I did not paint these. One side is painted. I was going to do something with it, but I'm going to actually put it on the slick side. See how this works. I don't really think it matters what it says because it's kind of, maybe I'll do the image more than anything. And maybe I'll be able to come back in with the rest of it. So I did bring home one of the sticks. So just going to rub this on here. You could do a really cool French country theme on your tree if you wanted. One of these packs of ornaments would give you, or this transfer set, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27 ornaments you could get out of the classic vintage label transfer set. We have these in the store. So, but that's one of my favorites. This is cute. And you just peel it as you go, and if some part doesn't come off right, you just lay it back down and rub it again. Okay, so most of that image came off. Now I'm just going to go back in because I don't even know what this says. Yeah, sometimes I hesitate to put some of these words on here because I don't know what they say, and if I break them up, that might not make any sense. So maybe I just won't use words on this one. Yeah, because I think if the whole thing was on there together, it would make sense. But I've actually Googled the meanings of these things before if I had to cut them apart to put them on a dresser or something. Because I don't want someone who speaks French, or I think these ones are French, to happen to see the piece and, maybe I've made a big faux pas, said something improper. So I don't want that to happen. Hey, feel free to comment anything you want to talk about. This is Tuesday Talk. So if you comment, I can see your comments and I can answer you back. Um, so again, I'm going to put a little, drill a little hole in there. And again, I think you could use this ribbon. I think that would be really charming, very French country. So I will post a picture of this for sure once I get the hole drilled, and I think I could definitely just put a loop through it. I could do twine or ribbon. That would work. So who knows what we'll come up with tomorrow, but I think this will be cute. And I could paint around the outside edge of this. You know what we'll do before we're done? We're gonna use some of the new golden gem mousse, because the mousse is loose. And we're gonna experiment with that and see how that goes on. I can't wait to see it. So another thing we're going to do, and I hope I brought, yes, my clear coat flat. If I can just get it open. There we go. Must be doing things right tonight. Okay, so I have another one of these discs, and this is mulberry tissue paper, and it's also from Redesign with Prima. And we are going to decoupage on this ornament. If I can get it open, that is. Okay, they like to use tape a lot. And understandable, they don't want things to, come open, but okay, I have one side. Should be able to open it. Okay. So the decoupage paper that they have is actually, it's rice paper. It's tissue paper, but they call it rice paper. And you'll see, look how I'm just pulling this out. This stuff's almost indestructible. It's like fabric. It's like fabric and it's like paper. Really super cute design. Isn't that sweet? Little cupcakes and the roses and the little sweets. It's just so cute. So yeah, so I'm trying to decide what to put on this little ornament. Now the flowers would be adorable. I'd like to get something with a couple images on there. Of course, we can double up too. This little cupcake would be cute. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this little cupcake here. So I'm just gonna lay the, I could cut this out. It's kind of hard to tear. So I'm just gonna cut around this. Because I think I'd like to also put some roses on it too. So I'm not being super neat. I'm going to put the screen down here so you can see what I'm doing. So I cut that image out. I'm going to end up probably cutting that a little bit more. Here's a rose that kind of goes over the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. They actually do, these two sheets match up. So that probably matches up with something. but I'm just cutting it out. Okay, so I'm going to cut this a little bit closer to the edges. Hope you like what we're doing tonight. I know it might be early to be, well, when you Christmas craft, it's never really too early, but you know, it's just this year, I think. We are ready for Christmas, ready for the new year. You know I am. Okay, trying to think how we're going to do this. That has some words to it. Maybe just like that. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of, well, I want that all covered. Let me grab something else too. I'll just cut this in half. You like how indecisive I am. I want to cover the whole ornament because I didn't paint it. All right, I have an idea. We're just going to cover the whole thing. And again, we're going to use some of that wonderful mousse. We have sweets on here, so we can use mousse, right? Still can't make up my mind here. Why did I cut that? Okay. Enough. Okay, so I'm using Dixie Belle's clear flat, and I'm just going to brush it on this whole ornament, and then I'll lay the elements down and brush over them. So you can use the clear flat or the satin even as a decoupage medium. Okay, so I know I didn't put this on like I planned, but I'm just going to let that go over the edge and then I can trim that. I use this stuff on furniture, this decoupage paper. I've used it to line furniture backs. It's just awesome stuff. It just cooperates so well, and you don't have to worry about tearing it. Okay, so I'm just going to come back over that, and I really want to get these pieces down. Not worrying about the edges, I can come back in and trim those. I could wrap them around the piece and do the other side if I wanted to also. But I'm just going to give it a little bit of time and let it dry. and then I'll come back when it's dry and kind of stiff, and then trim those edges. All right, so we're going to set this one aside. I think that is pretty cute, although it's not done, but it's cute. So I'm going to set that one aside. We have a lot of ornaments going on here. Okay, so we did the little flower. So I'm going to unmold that. So neat, a little flower. Okay. Go back to our unicorn here. Gonna set her aside here. Just put some more glue on here. This is Aileen's tacky glue. You can grab these little bottles at the Dollar Tree. This is like one of the oldest glues, the oldest craft group glues there's around. Man, for Tuesday Talk, I'm having trouble talking, right? I laid the bottle. I stood it right side up. I usually have it laying down. Another little drop of hot glue for good measure and quick bond. Okay, pick that up and put it over my other flowers here. I think that's pretty cute. All right, so it is now time to paint our little unicorn. And I also want to check, this is drying. This is pretty well dry, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Reminds me of Lucy in the Meat episode. That doesn't make any sense to anybody, maybe, but I love Lucy episodes. And she said, "Tell you what I'm going to do." I just remember that. Anyway, I know I'm a little crazy. So I'm going to put these pretty rosebuds so they're flexible. Someone wants to crack a little bit, but I'll get it on there. I'll get these shapes on here, and then I will. Oh, I'm smelling something hot. I don't know whether it's coming from outside because I have windows open. I have my hot glue gun, but it doesn't smell hot. You guys join me all the time, and I'm like trying to start a fire. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put this down and put some glue on these and put them on the ornament. And then we can paint those together, because when I have one color on one brush, maybe I can paint both ornaments simultaneously. And hopefully we'll be able to talk again. I could possibly be running out of glue. This container feels kind of empty. But I'm going to use my finger and spread it around a little bit too. And then I'll add that last bit of hot glue. I might have to take the lid off. I'm getting a little bit. Very little bit. Okay. Just gonna use my finger and spread this glue around. to the edges. All right. So I took the top of this off. I didn't put any extra hot glue on there. Uh-oh. That split a little there. This tends to crack a little. And lots of times I don't mind when these molds crack because to me they look kind of old world then. I didn't use that extra hot glue with these. I think I'm going to with this one just because I didn't have that much glue on there. And it'll just get it to stick in place right away. And I'll show you what I did here. We should get glue strings. And I've got some excess around the side here. Just have a little piece of paper towel here. I'm going to try to get that. It's drying. Okay, we can touch that all up with paint. Okay, so I'm going to put this screen up a second. And you know what? My subscribers are growing. I think we have 376 now, but I'm still always looking for more. So I always ask, share these videos because that way I don't have to put the screen up and down because I can go live from different devices with better cameras if I have over 1,000 subscribers. So one more reason. Okay, so this is rosebuds, and we'll be painting that. It's going to be pretty, I think. All right, so let's get to painting. I have a bunch of different colors here. So I have some green, which I'll be using a little bit on the rosebud. I have some muscadine wine. I have some soft pink, definitely going to be using that. Some sea glass and some evergreen. I could have sworn I also grabbed the Dixie Belle blue. Yeah, it's hiding. Because I was thinking about the unicorn horn. So let me get some paint going here. So I think I want... So let's look at the little unicorn first. So I think I'm going to work on the horn first. And I know I want some pink in the ears. So, all right. So I've got some little brushes here to work with. So real small detail brushes. I have lots of really tiny brushes. As a matter of fact, this is a little flat tip. I think I might actually use that to start with the horn. Because you see how it's twisted? I kind of want to keep that twist intact with it, like sort of like a barber pole effect. And I want to use Dixie Belle blue and sea glass to do that. So I'm just going to put this down and paint away. I think I'm done with the hot glue gun, but I'm not really sure. Okay, so we're starting with the Dixie Belle blue. And this isn't really formed that well. It's formed, but it's not dry, so I'm being pretty gentle. And it's okay to paint these molds when they're not dry. So I'm just going to follow that along there. Because they just dry with the paint. I do that on furniture. But again, keep in mind, now it won't be a problem on here so much, but like on the other ornament, they tend to shrink. So you want to keep that in mind. If you haven't painted underneath it, it's a wise idea to paint underneath it so that when it shrinks a little bit, you don't see that. Or you can let everything dry and then paint everything all together. That's another alternative. Okay, so I've got one little stripe, and I'm just going to kind of wipe my brush off a little bit. Oh, you know what? While I have blue, I'm going to paint a flower. So I'm going to paint this middle one blue. Okay. All right. So I'm going to set the Dixie Belle blue aside here a second. I don't have enough room here tonight. And get the sea glass out. Also working with one hand here. Okay. So, get some of this paint off. See, now I think that maybe my granddaughter will get this, of course, because she's the little unicorn girl. And then maybe I'll make a Spider-Man ornament next week then for my grandson. See, I definitely think next week's going to be ornaments part 2. And some other Christmas DIY things. I found some things that when I was looking for these pictures to show you, I found some other things that I had saved that I had forgotten about from last year. Okay, so that's just really soft and gentle little painting, and I really think it's cute. Okay, and I know sea glass is more of a green, but I'm just going to kind of take and paint one of these flowers in that color. It's sort of a blue-green, and we'll highlight it a little bit, so. Okay, I might use the other pink I have here with that one too. So cute. I'm going to do this other flower in the back. The forgotten flower, the one I wanted to cover up. But it'll still poke through. This little girl's cute, and I didn't know how this one was going to turn out, but I'm just loving it. Okay, I'm going to set it here while I'm grabbing some more paint. I might be using the sea glass on this ornament, but I can only focus on one thing at a time right now, apparently. Okay, so now I have the pink. This is the soft pink, and I'm going to paint inside the ears. Okay. Get the other one here. And I'm just going to leave the outer one dry as is. The clay color, I didn't use any paint on it. Just going to let it go. Okay, and I think I'm going to paint this flower on the end, this soft pink. Oh my gosh, is this cute or what? All right, back in the drying cup. I'd have to clean off my jar lids here. What do you think? Okay, I'll use this other tea rose for another flower. I'll come over here with this one. I kind of wanted to keep it pastel. I might get the sea glass again and do this other flower in the sea glass. Wish I had another light color, but I guess that's what I'm going to do. Let's just get the sea glass again. Because I don't think I want to bring this this wine color into it. I think I just want to keep everything kind of nice and light and pastel. Because unicorns are pastel, right? Here's the sea glass. And we can come back in with gold or glitter or anything a little bit later on just to embellish that a little bit further. And I might try one more time to darken up these eyes a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, every time I use this Sharpie, it goes on a little bit darker. Okay, so I think that is a win. Put one in the win column, right? All right. So I'm going to set the unicorn aside and just admire it from afar. And now I'm going to work on this guy a little bit. I think I want to keep this one very soft as well. So I had brought home the evergreen. I might use 2 shades of green on here. Because I'm going to use the soft pink on the buds, and I might use that muscadine wine on here. Because this is, yeah, I'm going to use the muscadine wine. This is more of a romantic, I think, kind of piece, as opposed to whimsical and pastel for kids. This is really dark though, but I think I'll lighten it up with some of the soft pink. And kind of blend them together right on the piece. This is a crappy brush. Okay, so we have that so far. Okay, I can kind of see why using the hot glue on these is not always a good idea. It sort of put a dent in there. So yeah, don't necessarily want to do that anymore. And again, not loving this brush, but I'm going to try to finish using it with this color. Okay, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to switch to a different one. And I may just dip this right in the pink too, because I kind of, this is a little wet. And I'll just try to blend the colors a little bit. Okay, just having that little bit of water on there, soften that up a little bit, but I want to get some of the soft pink on there. Okay, so my unicorn, I'm gonna have to prop it up somewhere so I can use this, my drying cup. Well, that's not gonna work. All right, so I'm just taking a little bit of the soft pink and I'm dipping it a little bit in the water. Kind of want to leave some of that dark color. Just kind of blend it on there. So that's the water is helping to do that. Okay. I'm also going to get the green out. I think I'm going to use the evergreen. Here's my answer. I'll flip it up that way. And I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to use out of the cap just because I don't want it all through my paint. But did you ever notice, like, sometimes on rosebuds, like, it isn't just leaves, but it's like they almost have a green part to them? Well, I am painting the actual green part, but it's just like it seems like it actually comes down into the red. So that's what we're kind of doing there. Okay, I'm gonna grab the other one here and do that while I still have that light color and the water on the brush. So it makes a nice blend. Okay. And then we'll get some more intense color on here and get the leaves. And then we're going to come back in with a lighter green too to put those together. And then I might come back in with a little bit of pink again on the leaves. You know how sometimes the leaves have a little reddishness, and maybe I'll use the red muscadine wine. So I see we've been on an hour already, and I don't like to really stay on much longer than an hour. And I'm almost done with what I want to do. But I still have to get the mousse out. But that's going to be pretty quick and easy. We're just using it for an accent tonight. But I know there's lots of fun in the future to use with the mousse. I can't wait to see it on furniture, blended. There's so many cool products coming out. They're coming out with new gilding waxes. There's just a lot of cool stuff on the horizon with Dixie Belle. I'm really happy to be a premier Dixie Belle retailer. Kind of like the way that little section is sticking up a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna get the sea glass out. And kind of go put a little bit of light color. I'm really going to have to work on these lids here. Put a little bit of this light color on the leaves as well. Kind of staying on one side with the light just to highlight it. Okay, and also along these little tips of the rose, just kind of do that. I just think that makes it look so sweet. And then again, I'm gonna get just a teeny bit of the muscadine wine, just get it from the cap, and just touch just a little bit to the leaves. And water out and blend that a little bit. Okay. Of course, we have to let this one dry. And I'm putting that cap back on here. I need to touch up a little around the top. I also think this would be pretty to put dark wax on. So I might not be done with this guy, but it's got to dry. But I like that one too. Okay. So the bottom of it's dry. I'm running out of places to put things. That's my water bottle, so I don't think I'll do that. Here we go. I'll use the middle of the always, right? Sounded worse than it was. But I'll use the middle of the ribbon container to let the ornament dry. All right, set that aside. And in case you forgot, look how cute the unicorn is. All right, we're almost done. So we're going to revisit this one that we put the transfer on, and that the other one that we did the decoupage on. So it's not quite dry. It's not really dry at all, but I'm going to just go ahead and trim these edges. I'm not going to get everything off. I'm going to wait till it's super dry and then use sandpaper and just that'll clean up those edges. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And remember, I have to drill a hole in there, but I'm going to ask you to use your imagination a little bit, but we're going to break out the mousse. And I'm super excited about this. So excited that I'm just going to just get in there with my finger. So you can see, I just had to feel the texture of it. And I'm just going to take this ornament and go along the outside. Oh boy, look at that. Look at that shine. Wow, that is gorgeous. So our ornament just went from drab to fab. And I'm just using my finger and gilding the edge with this fabulous new mousse. Okay, just gonna wipe my finger off a little bit, but what a difference, right? Now it has gold on the edges. And of course I'll be putting the hole in there and hanging that one as well. So I think that's pretty cool. I like that. I'm happy with that. I think those would be beautiful all over the tree. And now I'm just in love with this. And as a matter of fact, I think we're just going to come back to our little unicorn gal. And just while I have a little bit of this on my fingers, just come in and touch the raised detail on those flowers and just give it a little pizzazz. Cute. That really made a big difference. Can you see that? It really did. That's so cute. Okay, now, because it wouldn't be fair to use the gemstone mousse in golden gem and not touch the garnet. So what I'm going to do, oh, now this one's a little bit loose. It's not quite as firm as the other one was. So I'm going to use a brush with this one. And a good brush here. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put this down a little bit so you can see. Remember, I have to trim this after it dries tomorrow, but wow, that is beautiful. The garnet has a little bit different consistency than the gold one, the golden gem. But that's pretty. And I think once this is dry, that's really going to be nice on there. Okay, I'm going to set that one down to dry. And one last thing, while I have this in my hand, I'm just curious. I'm going to take a fresh ornament here, and I will get the top of it out. And I'm just going to use I'm going to use my head first of all and get this on something. So I'm going to put it on there. But I'm just going to paint, just paint this ornament and see what it looks like. Okay, I can see that this might use a couple coats, but it's still really pretty. I'll also use a bigger brush. Keep going here. I'm anxious to see this with a second coat. It's kind of cool. You could do something on the inside as well. You could do paint on the inside and do this on the outside if you wanted. But it is definitely vibrant. I love it. I really would like to see what these look like blended together. I see on the package it said there's a turquoise color coming out. They didn't release that yet. There's one that's called Diamond. And then there's one that's kind of coppery. I think it's called Amber. So, oh, I can see them all together. I just think they're gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. Let me put this up here. So yeah, this time I used my head and I had two other brushes here I could have been using. But anyway, I'll set this in here. I'm actually going to transfer that to the tall one. Okay. I've found all kinds of ways to dry things. So let's review what we did and then I'll let you guys go. But that's, to me, I think that's the winner of the night is the unicorn ornament. And then this, to me, is a close second, the rosebud ornament, which I don't think I'm done with yet. But I think it's pretty. A little more embellishing maybe on that. And then we have our French country decoupage ornament with the golden gemstone mousse on the sides. Definitely impressed with that. We also have our little boho ornaments back here. Those little guys. Knock my unicorn over. Be careful. And we have our little decoupage ornament. Again, I think this is going to be adorable with a little pink ribbon. And our drying gemstone garnet ornament. So thank you. It was an hour and 13 minutes. I thank you for hanging in, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And join us on Saturday for Step by Step. Remember, share. Okay, take care. Have a great night. Bye.